Okay, one of the things we're going to cover today is masking in Photoshop. Masking in Photoshop is probably one of the coolest things. It makes short work. It's kind of like the lasso tool, but in this we can kind of just chunk out big masking areas, kind of like taping over them and getting rid of them. One of the things that we want to do first off is we want to look at our picture big. So I'm going to actually fit this one on the screen so we can work with that. The other thing I want to do is I'm going to pick a brush that has hard edges. I don't want it feathered. I don't want a really large brush either. I want a smaller brush. I'm going to pick a 9. And you'll see why real quick. This is a smaller brush and it's going to get in here in tightly. It's not going to get all the way up here, but I can go even smaller than this. If I were to use a bigger brush, the problems become one where I'm trying to get all this out, but then I can't do a very good job masking in here. So I'm going to kind of split the difference and just go ahead and pick a smaller brush, which will allow me to outline it, and then I'll use a bigger brush later to go in and clean up the areas that I want out. I want to come over here and pick Quick Mask, and if I double click on this, you'll notice that it gives me masked areas and selected areas. I'm going to use selected areas. My opacity is 100%, and I'm going to say OK. This color, I can pick any color I want for my mask, but red's good because it'll allow me to see my masking better. So I'm just going to kind of come in here and go through and get as close to these edges as possible. You'll notice I had a little overlap there, and that's okay for this example. Depending on how much detail you want, though, you kind of want to try and keep your areas. You want to do your general big bulk masking and get the bulk of it out of there, and then you can go in and clean it up. You can zoom in and really start to look at your image closer so that you can go in and get a cleaner, crisper, tighter mask. Once I'm happy with where I am with this and I like what I'm seeing, then I can come in and just go in, and now I'm going to use a bigger brush to make short work of the rest of this stuff that I don't really need anymore. So I'm just going to come in here and go through and mask that out because I really don't need it anywhere else right now. So I'm just going to go through, get rid of all this stuff because I don't need it. Okay, and get rid of all that. Okay, so now that I've done that, I can come in, hit Q so that it put me back in it selected my Quick Mask. I hit delete and it got rid of my background. I hit delete again and it gets rid of more of my background each time. Why it does that, I'm not sure, but you'll notice now that I have my background here. This means it's transparent. There's no white back behind it. There's nothing there. Now I can come in here, go to New Layer, and I can go in and I can name this anything I want, but what I can do now is I can come in and pick a color for my background. And this is my orange, and I can keep selecting this and hitting this. Basically what I'm just doing is coming in here and putting my color, my foreground color in, which gives me a nice solid, and I just keep dumping some paint in there. The other way I could have done it is if I had a solid white background, I could pick my background and my layer, not make it transparent, and then I can it'll be one solid quick color so I don't have to worry about it. If you have any questions, email me. This is the quickest way to do a mask this way, so this is quick, it's easy, there's nothing to it. So use this to get rid of those big bulks, big pieces. Notice now, let me say this real quick, it looks real pixelated because remember our screen is so big. If I go back to actual pixels and I go back down, notice now you can't even really tell. It looks very crisp, the edges are clean, and the reason for that is because we were working way outside our parameters. That drawing was way outside its size, but now you can't even tell. it looks very crisp, very clean, so the edges are nice and crisp. That's one of the reasons why we worked so big, is that we were able to go in and really get our edges tight. Okay, so that's one of the reasons we worked so large like that. So when we go back to our normal view, and that's our actual pixel size, we have something that's much cleaner now. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, give me a call.